Welcome back, everybody, to the First and Lock podcast. Your host Rico Locks and my co-host BK Picks. BK, how you doing, man?
Doing well,
It's
brother.
been
It's
a
been a
minute.
minute. Yes,
Yeah, it's
sir.
been a minute. How you doing? Good?
Doing well,
Feeling all
man.
right?
Doing well. Yes, sir. Hope you are.
Good, man.
Welcome
Let's
back.
get into it. Oh, I just spilled water all over myself. Let's get into it. Well, we've been off for a minute, so we'll go over that first. Why I've been off. I've been out of town the past few weekends, so I haven't been able to, you know, do the podcast. Been out of town the past few weeks. Went to Miami, went to DC, and now I'm back home. So now that we're back to the podcast, and now we're gonna be posting on the Game Change Hub. So y'all go follow that. The link's gonna be in the description below. Y'all go follow that, and that's where the podcast will be posted for now on until further notice. BK, let's get into some games going on this week. First, we got tomorrow, Coastal Carolina going to James Madison. Got Coastal as a 9.5 point underdog. What you think?
I think we're going to see probably the most points of the weekend in the very first game.
Yeah,
I
over
should
under
say
at
first
60.
game. I should say first game because, there was a game today and then FAU played Liberty the night before. But even still, it's going to be an astronomical amount of points. Both teams' defenses struggle pretty heavily. Both offenses are extremely potent. It's just a matter of, in my opinion, which team makes the least amount of mistakes.
Right. Yeah, the over under at 60. Yeah, it's telling you it's going to be a back and forth, high scoring game.
Yeah,
Who do you lean with as far as the spread here, sidewise?
I want to say Coastal with a 9.5, but at the same time, I'm scared because of their defense.
Yeah.
I know their quarterback's going to bring it. He's a dog.
Mhm.
But it's like I said, dude. I just feel like this game it's probably going to be a live spot for me. If I had to go one way beforehand, it's probably going to be Coastal with the
That's
points.
That's where
So,
I'm at. Yeah. I
but
think
like I said,
yeah, I still don't think I know James Madison killed UNC. Everyone's beating UNC. We're terrible. I'm done betting on that team. We'll talk about that too.
I'm about to say, hey, hold time out. We got to sit here and address that first.
Yeah,
We've been
dude.
gone for
They're
so
just
long. The last time we recorded, your team was undefeated, and now
yeah,
it's
they were three
trash.
and now they've lost 3 straight. Can't defend
Oh boy.
anybody. Gave up 53 in the first half to freaking JMU, who we're talking about now. Like Mac Brown, dude, has
Ah,
just got to go. That's the only answer at this point. He's just got to go. Like there's no energy. Like nobody wants to play for this man. It seems like it's just not good. The defense is just
Quick,
still
get to the
bad,
portal. Get to the portal.
dude. We
oh
got to do
shit.
something. We need to go to the portal for a coach. So yeah, he's gotta go. I think, man. It's been the same thing every year.
You'll
So
see. You'll see it. The Mac Brown and UNC part ways. Y'all ain't gonna fire that man.
no, probably not. Probably
You'll
not. He's
you'll
gonna
you'll you'll see the part ways,
yeah,
aka they asked him to freaking retire.
something along those lines. But dude, yeah, it's just no defense every season. Like our offense is always kind of decent, but even this year it's not good. Like it's
Yeah.
just we have a good running back, but we have no, we have a decent tight end, not great receivers. Offensive line is weak. Like it's just bad. So,
Yep.
anyways, we'll move on from that because I'm done putting my money on that team. I did again last week for some reason and donated. But moving on, we got that game. Like I said, I like Coastal with the 9.5. I think they keep it close. I think it's going to be a back and forth game.
Yeah.
Haven't decided if I'm betting it yet, but if I am going to bet it, it's going to be Coastal. I hope it goes to 10. That's where I would take it at. So give me Coastal. Maybe even sprinkle money line. On to the next. We got. I don't really want to talk about these. We'll skip to the Friday night games. We got Northwestern going to Maryland. Maryland a minus 11-point favorite at home. What do you think about this one?
They're minus 11 now. Last time I checked, they were 9.5. Good lord.
All the way up
Okay.
to 11 now. Yep.
Good lord. Okay, that means money had poured on them today. No, I was gonna say I was gonna buy Maryland down to 6.5 and use them as a parlay piece, but not at no 11. I mean, that ain't even worth it no more.
Right.
I do think Maryland rolls. Northwestern's pretty bad. They gave Indiana a scare last week, but even still, I'm not trusting Northwestern with anything. They're the worst Big Ten team, and it's not even close.
I agree, but I would actually lean Northwestern in this game. Reason being, I've bet Maryland already this year. I just cannot trust them with my money, dude. Both, or the one time I bet them, I think it was a couple weeks ago. I was in Florida, dude. They choked, like they choked the game. Or no,
Who are they playing?
I forgot who they were playing, but I had money on them, and they kept no, they were playing Indiana, and I had them +8. Or
That's
some
right.
shit.
That's
And they
right. We
kept it
both
close
had
the
it.
whole game, and then they choked it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
How was that game, man? How was that your time down in Miami? How was the game down there with Mr. Bluff?
dude, it was fun. Yeah. Speaking of that, I had Virginia Tech with the points. Go to the Miami game. He has Miami with the points. I have Virginia Tech with the points. It was a crazy game. Honestly, it was the longest first quarter. Me and Mr. Plus both said it was the longest first quarter we've ever witnessed, bro. Like, these teams kept scoring back and forth in the first quarter, and it was so fucking humid out. We were drinking, so like we were, it was just hot. We were ready to go at freaking second quarter, bro. So we left at like mid second quarter. It was just too hot and humid out there, dude. I couldn't. It was right after the storm had came through, so we're like, yeah, we'll watch it from the hotel after that. But yeah, it was a good game. Other than that, but yeah, it was a crazy game. Glad I had Virginia Tech with the points. They should have won, but they did not win. So, anyways, that was a fun time though. Miami was fun. Went to the casino, donated on some blackjack, but got it back with the sports bet, so it's okay. Moving on. Yeah, I think with Northwestern though in that game, man. With the points, I know they're bad, but I just think that's a weird number. 11 points is a weird number.
I felt more comfortable with them at 9.5. Like I said, like them going up to 11 honestly makes me feel less comfortable.
Yeah. So I lean Northwestern. I don't know if I'll bet it yet. It's a Friday night game. There's another Friday night game we're about to talk about, which I'm gonna have a bet on. Actually, we'll talk about it now. We got Utah going to Arizona State.
I figured
Utah -4.5 going to Arizona State. 10:30 p.m. game Friday night. What you thinking here, BK? Because you already know where I'm probably going with this.
I know you're going Zona. I already know it.
You know it. Come on, dude. You know that.
I mean, dude, like I want to say Utah just because they have the better defense and it's not close. Up front, they're going to dominate in the trenches, but it's a matter of, Arizona State on a Friday night at home with a bunch of people going freaking crazy. Yeah, I could understand it. So I see it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Zach Wilson's little brother. I don't know his first name, but I know it's his little brother. He's struggled. He's had ups and downs. Some games he looks, like he's going to be the next great Utah quarterback because they've had a string of decent quarterbacks.
Cam Rising not playing?
Not that I know of. Wilson started the last 2 games, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
about to check right now while we're going. Keep going.
Yeah, but if it is Wilson, man, like they've had a lot of struggles with him, a lot of ups and downs. So I like I said, if he's starting, I'm probably saying Zona.
Okay, hold on, I'm looking right now. Gives us an injury update.
He was a game time decision last week, and he ended up not playing. I know that. And y'all forgive me if I sound like trash. I'm absolutely sick as hell.
He said there's a chance. It's still early in the week. Crossing our fingers.
Sounds like Wilson's going to play.
That's what the coach is saying. The line indicates, though, to me that Rising is going to play because the line opened at like 6.5, and now it's down to 4.5.
So you still trust Arizona State, even if Rising plays?
It's tough.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's like I'm
gonna give him I'm gonna give the pick on the podcast as Arizona State, but I'm not 100% yet because it does depend on that. But I do think the line is dropping because he might be playing. So
I feel it.
Yeah. I still want to go with Arizona State, though. I like this team. They can run the ball. Their quarterback's not bad. Sam Levitt, he's pretty good. He's got some decent numbers. This team on defense has been pretty impressive for what people thought they were going to be. So I think they can they're good against the run, only allowing 96 yards a game. So I think they stop the run against Utah. Utah's got a pretty decent run offense. I think they stop the run. I think they win this game, dude, at home. think they're going to be like plus 150, 160 on the money line. Hold on, let me check. No, 171 or 170 right now. So pretty good odds. Like I said, I'm going to wait and see if Cam Rising plays or not. So move on.
And guys, just to everybody out there, this is an example of where they have a lean. They're not quite sure exactly how they're going to attack it yet. And if you really want to dial into exactly what the play is going to be, if they're going to place a bet on this one, then you got to get into the Discord. You got to be in tune with the community. We got to build a community and develop that. So if you want to really actually get those plays, get the really top plays, you got to minimum get in the Discord, become part of the community, and you get in on those bets.
Sure.
Facts. Appreciate that, Kyle. Yeah, so far up 8 units in college football. Not as good as I normally would be at this time of year, but it's early. Got a lot of time. In NFL though, I've been crushing. I'm up like 17 units in NFL. So it's been a good run, and you get both NFL and college in the Discord. So just FYI. Moving on to the Saturday games, we got my team UNC playing at noon at home versus Georgia Tech, a team that we usually struggle against. Georgia Tech's coming in as a 5.5 point favorite. What you think about this?
Yeah, I'm riding with Georgia Tech. I told you earlier in the week I was going to go with them anyway. They're giving me more points versus y'all than what they did versus Duke. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that.
Yeah, I like Georgia Tech in this game. They're going to pass, run, do whatever they want on this defense. Like, it's going to be bad. I don't know how we stop them. So I'm going Georgia Tech for sure. Parlay piece, money line.
That's bad juju. That's bad juju. You can't bet on your own team.
You got to know when to fade your team.
Bro. That's bad juju. You stay away. No, you can't bet against your own
team.
They
suck. They're costing me money at this point. I want to make money fading them now. Why not?
Watch they win now.
Yeah, watch. That would be some shit, right? Anyways, hold on a second. We'll move on to the next game. Yeah, I would go with Georgia Tech there. Just can't trust our defense. Offense hasn't been great either. Next, we got Clemson going to Wake Forest. So your team going to Wake Forest as 20.5 point favorites.
Yeah, that line is astronomical.
What you think? Too many points?
Well, definitely, in my opinion, it's too many points. I said that last week to you, personally, when we were playing Florida State. I felt like 17 was way too many. And we ended up winning by 17. I think we were 17.5, though, actually. But we're going to kill them. I can tell you that much. It's just a matter of, will our starters cover the 21? 150%. But by the time we put in the backups, I can't promise that. Because that's usually what happens. We'll be blowing a team out, and come to third quarter, Dabo has done this since the beginning of his coaching career. He'll put in, all the bench. I mean, you're talking true freshmen, and usually they give up a decent amount of points. It's just how it goes. Yeah, I mean, this for me, I'm just going to be looking at, a couple of anytime touchdowns. Cade's been running in the end zone a lot. I'll probably look at that. Probably look at, the young guns more. Wesco more scored last week. Wesco scored the week before. But yeah, for me, I'm not about to sit there and lay 21 points on pretty much anybody at this point, because this college football season's way too crazy.
Right. I agree.
I actually got a play on this one. If you guys want to, if you'd like to be enlightened. So I'm going to buy some points on the spread on this one. I've been sort of following Clemson a little bit lately. As far as Maffa, I know Maffa's good to go this week. There's no issue.
Fine. He's fine. Maffa hasn't scored 4 straight weeks, right? So you're saying he's due. I understand it. Don't get me wrong. 110%. I understand it. But he hasn't scored in 4 weeks. I had him last week in LA, and he killed me. So
I bet it 3 times so far. I've hit 1, and I think he is due. Based on how you were so confident, both you guys, and how he consistently just runs the ball and they'll go to him, I just think he's due for a touchdown, and we'll buy some points.
Yeah, he had 100 yards last game. He got to the 5 on 2 different runs, 2 different long runs, and they just never gave him the ball back after that. I don't know why.
Score this week.
Our red zone offense was terrible last week. I'll say that much. Watching the Florida State game, it frustrated the hell out of me. I don't think I've ever been so frustrated in a blowout loss in my life. I mean, a blowout win in my life. But I definitely understand it. He's due. So
moving on, am I picking that game? I would go Clemson as well. I just think y'all are going to steamroll them. I kind of like the under, but I don't bet totals.
What is the under?
60 points.
Huh? No, yeah, that's the play.
That's a lot of points, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That's the under.
We would have to put up it would have to be like what, a 45-14 game.
Right.
They're not putting up more than 3 scores. I can promise you that. I don't care what version of our defense is on the field.
Yeah, I agree.
They're abysmal, bro.
Yeah, they're bad this year. Even though they did just beat State on the road. That was crazy.
But you know as well as I do, bro. That State fluked. State was up in that game by 10 with I think 6 minutes left and then gave it away. So
gave it away. Moving on, we got Wisconsin going to Rutgers. Rutgers, the -2.5 point favorite at home. What you think about this one?
I like the dog.
I do too.
I think Wisconsin's just going to control the line of scrimmage so much, man. They have extremely big offensive linemen and defensive linemen. They controlled the line of scrimmage versus USC, and the game just kind of got away from them. USC came back in the second half, just didn't look as good. But in the first half, they were dominating. I think in this game, as long as they control Monangai, Rutgers running back, I'm surprised I said his name right. Monangai and what's their quarterback's name? Run it by me.
Calais
Manis or some Calais Manix.
It's some Greek shit.
He's decent though. I've watched a lot of Rutgers, man. I watched him play versus Washington. Watched that full game. He looked great in that game as well. But yeah, I just feel like Wisconsin's going to control the line of scrimmage. Both are kind of run-heavy teams. I like to say that Rutgers is a run-heavy team, even though Calais Manix still rose, at least 25 passes, 30 passes a game. Monangai is still their bread and butter.
Right. Yeah, I would lean Wisconsin as well. I'm not going to go through a whole description. Pretty much feel the same way as how you felt. For me, it's the line. It says it all. You got a team who's 0-1 going on the road. Team that's 2-1 at home, 4-1. I just think the line's short. I think it's telling you Wisconsin's going to win, and they're the right pick here, and that's who I'm going to go with. Wisconsin. Moving on, we got Washington. I almost called them Washington. Washington going to Iowa, coming off a big win versus Michigan. And we got Iowa at home, -2.5 point favorite, over under at 42. I like Iowa in this game, man. I think they bounce back and get right at home. I think they're coming off a loss, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, coming off a bad loss to Ohio State. Yeah, I think they bounce back at home. They're a tough place to play at. Washington riding high off a Michigan win. Top 10 team. It's a classic, classic spot where a team just, falls off next week. So I'm going Iowa at home here.
Yeah. You explained it spot on. I don't even need to say anything. Yeah. You hit it right on the nose. So
right. So that's who I'm going with there. Iowa. I kind of like that play. I'm definitely gonna have some money on that probably. Moving on. Skip those games. Far spreads. Next we got Louisville going to Virginia, a team that is going to cost me some money because I had their under, and they need one more win and I'm cooked. So it's not looking good for me on that, but it's okay. Anyways, we got Louisville coming as a 7.5 point favorite. What do you think about this one?
I told you earlier in the week, that's the weirdest line on the book. Like, that is by far. Yes, dude. There's no way.
I don't think so, though, because Virginia's been way better than what people expected. So
I get that. I get that aspect. But this goes back to what I said, I think, on our last recorded podcast, our very last recorded podcast a couple of weeks back. Louisville, we did not know about. We didn't know enough about Louisville. This was before they played Notre Dame. They had played nobody. Now they played Notre Dame and they played SMU. Both teams they've lost to. I think personally, Louisville is going to just skull fuck the hell out of them. But I can understand the other side. Virginia's played very well the past couple of weeks. They came back and beat a BC team. They were down 14-3 at halftime in that game and then outscored them. I think it was 21-0 in the second half.
And I have Boston College. I just keep trying to fade this team, and where I'm going with this is I'm gonna do it again. Fuck it.
Okay.
I would take Louisville down to 7, and that's probably where I'm going with that game.
I think they win
Yeah.
at least by 3 scores. Me personally, just because like I just
Virginia's
don't.
riding high off that BC
Yeah.
win. Like I think
And not only that, but Louisville, in my personal opinion, is a better coach team
Yeah.
than Boston College is. They're a lot older of a team than what Boston College is. So, based off of those, I just really say like Louisville's
I don't
probably
think
going to
the
win.
line. I don't think the line's weird though. Personally, I think it's right.
I
They're on
just,
the road. If they were at home and it was 7.5, then I'd be like, all right, this line's really weird. But I think the line's right,
I think
and
it should at
I
least be
think they win.
9.5.
I think they're gonna win by 2 scores for sure, at least.
Yeah, I say at least
Yeah,
by
I'm gonna go.
17 or more.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Louisville in this game. Not sure if I'm gonna bet it yet though, but that's who I'm going with. Next we got Cal. This is an interesting game. Cal going to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh the -3.5 point favorite. Pittsburgh's 5-0, man, crazy. Very surprising. We weren't too high. I mean, I said in the preview that this team could surprise.
Yeah,
And because their schedule wasn't too difficult, and then look, they're 5-0. Crazy. Anyways, got Cal coming in, the 3.5 point underdog. What you think about this one? I don't
Yeah, I
really know
mean-
I don't really know what to think about this one, to be honest. But go ahead.
Narduzzi's doing Narduzzi things. He always has his guys play up. He's an extremely good developer. He's been a good developer for years now. He's probably been, other than Dave Clawson out of Wake Forest, barring the last 2 years, probably been the most consistent coach in the ACC.
Yeah.
And I'm not like talking like your Dabo Sweeneys and people like that of the world. I mean, like, just that middle of the pack team that's always consistently good.
Yeah.
I would say him and NC State, even though I hate Doran, he's still consistent. They win 8-9 games a year every single year. But yeah, that's probably not going to happen this year, but still. Holston's played absolutely tremendous for them. He's probably a top 3 quarterback in the ACC. Not even close, in my opinion, for being a top 3 quarterback in the ACC. I don't think he's better than Cade, even though people says he is. But anyway, we'll stick away from that. Going back into this game, honestly, I think Cal is so defeated from last week, being beat by the refs and everybody and their mama just rigging the game against Miami. I think Pitt's not going to have a problem. I really do think that they'll be fine. Pitt games are usually close anyway. They're usually defensive matches. They're really good against the run. That's what Cal's really good at with Ott. I don't know, man. I just keep riding the hot hand for me, in my opinion. I don't think Cal, like I said, has gotten over that disgusting loss versus Miami, which I smacked on.
I saw that. That was crazy.
Dude, I mean, like, I was just watching the game, and it was like
I had Cal plus 10.5, and I
Yeah.
slept. I went to sleep because that bet cashed. I already knew that was cash.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
I went to sleep. But
I just what's it called? I was just sitting there watching it in the second quarter, man, and I was just like, there's no way like you're gonna try and convince me that they're not gonna come back in some sort of way or fashion. Like, I didn't know if they would necessarily win, but I was like, I mean, a little 15 here, a little 25 there. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? They ended up all cashing. So screw it. Like, but yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like they're so far beat up from last week that it's going to be too tough to come back from. And I think, Pitt being as consistent of a team as they are with Narduzzi, I think they'll be fine.
I agree with you here. I think, man, they're good. They're good at home too. 3-0 at home this year. Well coached, like you said. Cal coming off a disappointing, should have been an upset loss.
100%.
It is what it is. Got screwed by the refs, like you say, and that's deflating. So yeah, I got to go with Pitt here. Holstein's been really good. Honestly, been very impressed with how he's played, because I've tried to fade Pitt versus when West Virginia played them, and they barely beat them. But it was a back and forth offensive game. I wasn't expecting that from Pitt. So Pitt is a pretty good offense this year, better than what we expected. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Pitt here.
Yeah, at
like
this point,
they can stop the run. So
at this point, bro, you just need to accept the fact you're a closet West Virginia fan.
Nah,
you got to, bro. You got to. Every single week you're out here singing that freaking Country Roads, man.
I just like the spots for the team, bro. I just like the spots that we're getting them at. Anyways, I'm trying to find another game that's around this 3:30 slate. All right, well, here we go. We got Penn State going to USC.
That's a tough game, dude.
Interesting game. We got Penn State 5-0, number 4 team in the nation, going to USC as a -5-point favorite. What do you think about this game
USC's
and this
favorite.
line? Penn State by -5.
Okay, I was about to say
-5.
the way you said it, I got confused. I was like, wait, what? Honestly, I feel like USC at home. You know, I'm not confident in this. I'm probably not going to take it. So, I mean, take this with what you will. But I feel like USC is the more battle-tested team. They faced Michigan at Michigan. They faced a tough, good Wisconsin defense, you know, at home. You know, got down, came back. Penn State has played no one. And when I
That's
mean no
true.
one, I mean no one. Their hardest opponent was
West Virginia, probably.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, 150% it was West Virginia. That's our hardest opponent. And then they struggled versus Bowling Green, came out of it, you know, just okay. But yeah, man, I mean, don't get me wrong, they do look good. There's a lot of people, you know, already looking ahead to them playing Ohio State and stuff like that, and where that ranked matchup will be. But I don't know, man. Give me Miller Moss just to come in there and, you know, fuck some shit up right quick, you know?
This game's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Very
Yeah.
tough game to call. I'm gonna go with Penn State here. I think they're the more physical team. Can run the ball better. Defensively, I think they're gonna get to Miller Moss. I think that defensive line's gonna get after him. I think they're better coached too. James Franklin, great coach. I think this line's right too. It's pretty close to what I would have it at. So I would take Penn State here on the road. It's tough though. Tough game. Not sure if I'm even going to bet it yet, but
Let me ask you this.
I just don't think USC is that good. I just don't.
Let me ask you this. You said, you know, they got a good coach, James Franklin. You taking James Franklin over Lincoln Riley?
Depends on what we're talking. Offensively, probably not. No.
No. I mean, like as a whole, like if you had to
whole?
pick either James Franklin or Lincoln Riley to come coach UNC next year, who would you choose? You got to choose Lincoln, bro. He's had like 3 freaking Heisman winners. Like
That's true. I mean, but I want defense, bro. I'm sick of the fucking trash defenses.
But
dude,
in
that
the
can just
same
do whatever.
aspect, I get it. I shouldn't have said as UNC. I should have just said as a whole. But
yeah, as a whole, probably Lincoln. Then yeah, because
for me, it's Lincoln or nobody. Like I don't. And you know me. You know me. I'm a huge Lincoln critic because
yeah,
you know,
he's a good
defenses
coach.
suck.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just think the spread for Ohio or for Penn State here is right. Yeah, I think they're gonna win by a touchdown or more. I would go with them, but
Got you.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a bet yet. We'll see. Got to tap into the Discord to figure that out. Anyways,
Yes, sir.
We will move on to Cincy UCF. We'll just go over a pick real quick there. I would take UCF. What do you think?
Same.
UCF. Okay.
Extremely good run offense. So
Old Dominion, Georgia State. Very close spread here. I like Old Dominion. They've been trash.
Yeah.
But
gotta get it right sooner or later.
But they've showed me that they can do something on offense. They almost covered, or they kept it. They scored on Coastal, but anybody can score on Coastal. But this offense has showed me in the past few weeks that they can score.
Is this at Georgia State?
It's at Georgia State, yes.
Give me Georgia State.
I like Old Dominion.
That crowd gets a little rowdy. I watched them when they played Boise State earlier in the year.
And then we got Memphis going to South Florida. Memphis -7-point favorite going to South Florida. What you think?
Think it should be more.
Yeah, I kind of lean South Florida because I think it should be more too. South Florida's played some good competition too. Played what? Miami, Tulane,
Florida.
Bama. Tulane, Miami, and Bama.
Did they play Florida as well, or am I tripping?
No.
Okay.
They played Miami is who you're
UCF
thinking.
Played Florida. That's where I'm getting. Yeah.
And Florida fucked them up, like we said.
Yep. I said that was coming on the pod. I mean, on the live. Yep.
Yeah, we did. We both agreed on Florida. But yeah, I would lean USF with the points, maybe even take a money line. Is that game gonna where's that game taking place though?
USF.
don't think it's going to take place. They might have to reschedule
Oh
this
shoot!
game.
I didn't even think about that, dude.
I
Yeah,
didn't either until
because
just now with the hurricane and stuff. It's in
maybe
Tampa.
maybe they went to Memphis instead
I don't know. We'll see.
and reversed the home.
Well, for that reason, I don't know who I would take now.
Yeah, TBD.
TBD. Yeah. Moving on, we got Arizona on the road going to BYU. Got BYU -4 here at home. What you think? I think this is going to be a battle, like a back and forth
Yeah,
battle.
it's gonna be a gun
And
show.
I'm going to go with the dog, Arizona. I think they got the better offense. I still think they got the better offense than BYU, even though BYU's 5-0.
Even in the Mormons' home?
If this was a game at night, I would take BYU.
I feel it.
It's in the afternoon. It's going to be what, 1 o'clock over there?
I feel it.
Right? Yeah. It'd be 3 hours. It's gonna be 1 o'clock over there. It's still gonna be rowdy, don't get me wrong. But Arizona showed me they can, they got a good offense. They should have won they shouldn't have won last week. They lost to Texas Tech at home. But they were favored in that game, like they were supposed to win, and they didn't. I think they bounce back and get right here. They know they got to win this game. And then they got Colorado at home and then West Virginia at home after that. They know they got to win this, they got to win. They got to win one, some of these next 4 games. They got 4 tough games in a row. So I like Arizona. Too. Yeah, they're due for an L.
Yeah.
So, even though they're coming off a bye week, I still like Arizona, though. The line tells me I'm liking Arizona in this one.
Bet.
What do you think?
No, I agree. Yeah. Me personally, I mean, it's hard to bet it. Excuse me. It's hard to bet against BYU at home. But, like I said, they're due. It's more than due.
I think it's a good matchup for Arizona here to get the W. Moving on, we will go to I'm trying to skip over some of these lower, small school games. The game of the week. Let's talk about it.
I knew it was coming sooner or later.
I was just scrolling down the slate. We're going from, morning to night. We got the game that we talked about on our very first podcast that we said is going to be the game that determines pretty much who wins the Big Ten here. We got Ohio State going to Oregon. Ohio State, the -3.5 point favorite. What you think about this one?
Yes, and I just want to note that we both said at the beginning of the year this was going to be the game to decide the Big Ten regular season winner.
Yep.
It's 150% right. Like, we were 150% spot on. I don't care what Penn State's doing right now. They're going to run into an L or two. I already know them. It's the same Penn State team we've seen over the past couple of years. So I'm flipping my bet that I had from originally. I originally had Oregon. I don't know, man. It's hard to bet against Ohio State, man. They have arguably the second best or the best freshman in the country. You could sit there and go back and forth between Williams from Bama and Smith from Ohio State. So, take either or. They're both great guys. But even still, dude, I just feel like their offense is electric. Oregon's kind of been shoddy back and forth this year. Like they've either shown up and covered. They've either shown up and covered or they've looked like trash. And like Ohio State's just blowing everybody out of the water. So
this game's tough for me. I would lean the Ohio State side too. It's hard though. I haven't fully decided this one. This is one that I gotta wait until that day of see where the line. Like this is a game where I look where the line goes to.
Yeah,
it's at 3.5 right now. I'm not sure if it's gonna move down. I feel like everyone's gonna be on Ohio State though. Is the problem.
That's what's scary.
Everybody
and our mama is going to be on Ohio State.
Right. Like I feel like the right logical play is to take Oregon with the points. But as well as I do, Ohio State's been playing better. They got the better players. I don't know about
they have to win a natty this year. If they don't win a natty this year, Ryan Day's probably getting canned. In my personal opinion. Ohio State fans might feel differently.
Right. But they've also played nobody yet. So
of course.
That's another thing. Like at least Oregon's played teams halfway decent.
Boise.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I haven't decided this one yet. But for the podcast, I'm gonna go Ohio State, but it could change. So moving on. A few more games to go over, then we'll get up out of here. We got this is another good one, and I know who I'm going with in this one. We got number 9 Ole Miss going
this.
to LSU. Ole Miss -3 going to LSU. What do you think about this?
Better coach, better players, better quarterback, better receivers. Give me Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. We'll keep it simple here. I like Ole Miss too. I think Jackson Dart is going to show out in this game.
Yep.
Yeah, this might be a big play. Could be. We'll see.
I mean, LSU's also shown their colors a lot this year, man. They played bad versus South Carolina. They've had some tough L's. Like
they're 4-1
yeah.
though. They're number 13
no.
ranked team. They're still a good team. Don't get
Who's
me
their
wrong.
1L to?
Their 1Ls to USC.
Correct. The very
it was
beginning
at that
of the
neutral site game.
Very beginning of the year. They've just played shoddy, bro.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's going to be on Ole Miss though. I know that, but I just got to go with the better team. And I know this team doesn't want to lose another game.
I was also right on Ole Miss last week when I told everybody and their mama that they were going to beat the piss out of South Carolina, and they did. Like, there was nobody that convinced me to try and sit there and take South Carolina with the points. That would be ludicrous. So,
right. Yeah. And then we got Vandy going to Kentucky. We'll briefly go over this one. Vandy is plus 13.5 at Kentucky. What do you think? Coming off that big win over Alabama, the number 1 team in the nation. Crazy. Took the field goal post and brought it to the lake and threw it in the lake or some shit. It was crazy.
Yep. It's the 4th time in the last 5 years that a team has torn down the field goal post versus Alabama. Crazy stat, anyway.
Crazy.
But yeah, man. I definitely think that Vandy played extremely well last week. But it might sound ignorant to say, but I'm gonna trust Stoops in his defense. It's just how I feel about it. I'm not betting this game. I'll flat out state it. It's such an ugly matchup, dude. I'm not touching it.
I like Vandy though. I still think they're disrespecting this team, bro. I like the way that quarterback's been playing. Paiva, he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like this guy, man. I think 13.5 is too many points. I'm gonna take Vandy. If I do bet this game, I'm gonna take Vandy. Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, Kentucky's decent. Don't get me wrong. They're at home too. I just think it's too many points. Simply the only reason why I like Vandy here, even though they're coming off that number 1 ranked win.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on, we got Cuse going to NC State. Syracuse -5 at NC State. What do you think?
You said Syracuse. Syracuse over
at NC State.
Cuse.
Yeah, dude. I just can't put any money behind the NC State team. I don't see how you can trust them. Yeah, I'm gonna go Cuse here. This is a big game right here. Iowa State, number 11, going into West Virginia, the team that I love here. I'm just kidding, that you think I love. They made me some money. The first game they didn't, but they have since. But we got Iowa State -3 going into West Virginia. What do you think about this one?
Do I have to do it?
What?
Always heaven. West Virginia.
Oh shit! You like them too?
Yeah, I feel it, man. I feel it. Green, has looked great. They've just played really, really well, especially last week.
They just smoked Oklahoma State, and I had them in that game big too. So that was big time for me there.
That's a hard place to play, dude. Like they packed that place. So yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, I like West Virginia, man. It's gonna be a night game versus the number 11 ranked team in the country. We had money on Iowa State earlier this year when they weren't ranked versus Iowa. This team's all right, man, but dude, you're gonna give me the underdog plus money at home with the team that I think is better. I think West Virginia's just better than Iowa. I really do. I know Iowa State's 5-0, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep up on offense with West Virginia. I don't. I think this quarterback's going to have an issue. The stadium's gonna be absolutely electric. They're gonna be wearing those all black uniforms that I
What do
sent
they
in
call
the group
those? The
chat.
Coal Rush?
The Coal Rush uniforms, dude.
You
them
seen the
shits are
Ducks uniforms for
tough.
this week?
Nah, I didn't see theirs. Nah.
They're wearing they're premiering some all black uniform as well. Make sure you check that out
Oh,
after we
shit,
get
yeah,
out
I'm
here.
gonna check that out too. Well, shit, now I might have to take both of them now. They're wearing the all black, dude, at home too. I mean, shit, and they're
Wearing all
both
black
night
for the
games.
funeral.
Both night games. I mean, I'm definitely taking West Virginia though. I'll just fucking give it out. Fuck it, I don't even care.
I hear you.
I'm
For the people,
people know
you
where
said.
I'm taking. People know who I'm going with in that game anyway, so it might as well. I'm taking West Virginia. I think they're gonna be what +1. Let me see, money line +130. Yeah, all day. I'm gonna take that before it goes down because I think this might be a pick 'em by it. It could go the other way. I don't know,
Feel
but
it.
I think it's West Virginia for sure. And one more game we'll go over. We got Kansas State going to Colorado. Kansas State -3.5 going to Colorado. What you think?
Kansas State. Up front, they're better. Trenches, they're better. Their running back is better.
Avery Johnson's gonna go crazy in this game.
I would say Avery Johnson's better than Shedeur because you know me.
Nah.
I definitely think Shedeur is one of the top quarterbacks in the country. He just doesn't have an O-line to protect him for anything. Yeah, and in my personal opinion, better coach team is Kansas State as well. You can say what you want about Prime; he's a good coach. But yeah, I still think Kansas State is the way to go. They probably win at least by 2 scores, in my opinion.
Gonna be interesting to see where the line moves on this game. I think it's gonna move down some because public's gonna be on Colorado for sure at home, late night game. Yeah, I would lean Kansas State here. That's how I play that game. Anything else you want to say before we log off here, BK?
I do have one thing before you guys do your outro, gentlemen. Remember, I was going to ask you if you could build a 2-piece parlay. So I don't want one of your plays to be conflicted on the Discord or any of your plays that you have for your actual members. All I ask is it could be an over-under. I know you're not an over-under guy, Rico. It could be a spread play. It could be a money line play. One of you bring a play each, parlay them up, and let's see what we have for the First and Locks parlay of the week.
All right, yeah, let's come up with a podcast parlay. Let's see what we got here.
In
Who do you want to take, BK?
In my opinion, WVU's got to be in it. In my opinion,
really, yeah.
I mean, it's plus money. I mean, why not? I mean, you want to give the people a plus money play. You've already said that's going to be one of your spots.
Yeah,
anyway.
that'll be my leg. That'll be
your leg. Give me Texas in the Red River rivalry, a game we did not go over. Buy them down to -13.5. They're at 14.5 right now, so you're not buying down an astronomical amount. Oklahoma is abysmal. I'm going to straight out say it. They're a 4-1 team that should be freaking 2-3, 3-2. They're terrible. Texas is going to blow through them. I don't care where this game's played. Cotton Bowl, Cotton Gin, don't care. It's going to be Texas to roll, in my opinion.
He said Cotton Gin.
I don't care. Like,
Cotton Bowl, Cotton Gin. All right.
So what did that bring you? That's Texas and
Texas -13.5. He's going to buy down or 14, whatever. Buy down a half point or a point, and then I'm taking West Virginia money line.
I know it's going to be plus money.
Plus 299 plus 299. I'll freaking put so you can see it. Plus 299. You can barely see it probably, but
that's beautiful.
Plus 299 odds. I'm about to lock it in right now.
He likes it. He says, "I feel it. Hell yeah!
I'm lock it in right now. Why not?
Hell yeah!
Got to for the show.
I feel it.
Let's go. Well,
locking in right now. Got to reload real quick. Put a little 50 on it.
But yeah, man, it's been a good episode, brother.
Yeah, good episode. We'll be back next week. Like and subscribe, y'all. We're gonna be moving over to the Game Change Hub page, like I said. So links in the description below. Follow us on Instagram at Rico's Locks at Coach BK Picks _BK Picks. I don't know how
you got it there that time.
Make sure BK Picks.
Yeah, make sure y'all you check out all the other podcasts are going to be dropping on the Game Change Hub. It's going to be more than just us, so make sure you show love and support to all those guys as well. Be looking out, and we're still going to be over here from time to time, dropping reels, everything else. So we're not going away. So don't not pay attention to the First and Lock spot as well.
And you got to get into that Discord.
Got to.
You know, it's one thing for these guys to sort of brainstorm and go through some plays when they don't, have some of their plays dialed in, fully locked in yet. And if you want to get to those final bets, ones where they're really putting their money down on, then you got to pay to play. You got to get in there. At least there's some freebies on the Discord. Then from there, you get into the actual Rico's actual premier pick.
Yeah, I got a free one and a exclusive one I do where I drop my whole card. So if anyone wants that, just DM me on Instagram and I'll help you out there. Yeah, it was a good show, BK. We'll be back next week. Cal, appreciate you, man. And we are out.